What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 things that I would be doing if I were starting a YouTube channel today. And we're going to do that by taking a look at somebody else's YouTube channel who actually did start. I think technically she started late last year, but she's pretty much built up the bones of her channel this year. So this should be pretty interesting to look at together. The channel we're going to take a look at is called Marketing by Shelby. According to her YouTube channel, Shelby is a best-selling author and digital marketer sharing book marketing tips. She was able to grow her audience as an author to over 500K and has sold 40,000 plus books organically through social media. She has a really large TikTok following. She's a brilliant poet, but this YouTube channel is really intended to help other poets, other writers, other aspiring authors, and help Shelby drive traffic over to her services that she provides for others. She does mentoring for other authors and poets, has a membership group, things like that. So excited to dive in and share my 5 tips for new YouTubers. Now, I can certainly relate to Shelby. I'm not a poet, but I also do mentoring and have membership groups that my YouTube channel helps me drive traffic over to. And if you're somebody who is like Shelby and I and are looking to turn your existing community, your existing audience into a thriving online community, you should definitely check out today's sponsor, uscreen. Having a place where you can send all of your loyal YouTube subscribers for exclusive bonus videos, exclusive members-only live streams, and a private community is a great way to scale your creator business, and uscreen can help. Uscreen allows you to launch a paid membership complete with your own mobile apps, as well as TV apps like Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV, which has a Netflix-like look and feel. Imagine your biggest fans being able to chill out on their couch, turn on their TV, and see you on the screen without sitting through typical YouTube ads. Now imagine yourself live streaming with your viewers, building a deeper connection with your audience, creating content that truly brings you joy, and best of all, building predictable, recurring revenue that you can rely on to come into your business month after month. Uscreen also has a built-in community feature that you can use to chat with your audience, allow them to connect with each other, and keep them updated on all of your new content by using the push notification features. And since this all lives in your own branded mobile apps, your membership is in their pockets. Uscreen is perfect for any creator looking to turn their videos into a true business, from daily vloggers to yoga instructors, educators, news channels, entertainment-based creators, and yes, even marketers like you and I. So if you're interested in learning more about memberships and building recurring revenue, be sure to check out the link down below. You can let them know Latasha sent you as well. Okay, so the first thing that I'd recommend if you're starting a YouTube channel today is to have a clearly defined niche, which Shelby absolutely has. Don't get me wrong, if you want to dabble, if you want to, try different things, you can absolutely do that. But if you really want to establish a subscriber base and establish a place for yourself in the algorithm and on people's feeds, you really have to be pretty niched in the beginning. Shelby, I think, does a really great job of doing this. Just from browsing her channel, off the bat, the channel artwork is very descriptive, right? Helping you get your book sold with social media. Author Shelby Lee. Like, she could have just wrote Shelby Lee. She could have just said helping you out with social media, but instead she is helping you get your book sold with social media, and she's really identifying herself as an author. I think this is brilliant. It is not generalized, which I know sometimes can make people feel a little bit boxed in when it comes to topics. I'm sure Shelby could probably help me with social media or help, a dancer with social media. So sometimes that might feel a little bit constricting, but I really do think she's going to be happy about it. I think she's already seeing a lot of success on her channel. So I think, that's one of the reasons why. If I had to be nitpicky about it, I could say the name of the channel is a little bit on the broad side. Marketing by Shelby could, like I said, apply to really anybody. So she could update her channel name to Book Marketing by Shelby or Author Marketing by Shelby or something like that. But, I don't think it's the end of the world. And it does also allow her to pivot and change down the road if she did decide to tap into a different niche. So that one is really up to her. Something else that really helps with identifying your niche, solidifying your niche for new viewers, is playlists. So she is using the playlist feature, which is great. So she has just her overall videos, playlist, popular videos, sell and grow on TikTok, sell and grow on Instagram, book marketing strategy, how to launch your book, and then shorts and social media updates. I think this is pretty good. I would maybe reorganize this a little bit just to have something about book marketing up at the top. I don't know what the strategy is behind the order of these playlists, but maybe having, popular videos and then book marketing strategy or how to launch your book first would help just solidify who exactly she is here to help. But again, that's me being like very nitpicky. Okay, I'm gonna click on the videos tab of Shelby's YouTube channel and share with you tip number 2, which is to start with what you have. I say this all the time. Listen, there's a time and place for the most beautiful, shiny, expensive equipment. And the time is not right now for most people. It certainly wasn't for me. I was starting on very janky equipment. Shelby's videos are by no means janky, but if we looked at her first video, which was filmed 8 months ago, honestly, not bad at all. But if we compare that to her latest video, I'm definitely seeing huge improvements really in all areas of production. The video quality looks better. The sound is the big thing that I noticed that sounds a lot better. And it looks like her editing really improved too. I don't know if she's working with an editor now or if she just, built up her skills to become a little bit of a stronger editor. Either way, we can see 8 months progress just by clicking between those 2 videos. And that's something I want you to keep in mind. You are not going to know it all. You are not going to have it all. You are not going to maybe have the budget to hire an editor on day 1. But if you keep at it, like Shelby did, you will improve over time for sure.
Today, let's talk about TikTok marketing for authors. I've been using TikTok for a couple years now to sell thousands of books. So today I'm going to dive into 8 different ways that you can add additional income streams, more income coming in every month as an author.
I always say that if you're going to invest in anything, invest in sound. I think that is, for me, I don't know if you agree, let me know down in the comments, but if a video sound quality is poor, that's a pretty good shot that I'm going to click away. So I'm really glad to see that Shelby's audio has improved a little bit. I'm actually curious what she's using for audio because this latest video sounds really good. Even this video she recorded, which is so funny that we both recorded a Threads update in cabins. I love that for us, Shelby. But even this video that she recorded on vacation sounds really good. So I'm really impressed with the sound quality and yeah, great job. My next tip is to try different content styles and formats. When you're first starting out, you have to kind of just play. You think about a little kid when they're in their first art class, they are just getting messy. They're trying all the colors, they're trying all the papers and paints and crayons and all the things until they see what they like and what maybe turns out looking how they saw it in their head, I suppose. And I feel like adults sometimes don't allow ourselves to do that quite as much. And it is really important. You got to experiment a little bit to see what you like, but also what your audience responds to. So what I love about Shelby's content is that she is, if we go back to her homepage, she is posting shorts. And I think this is something we should definitely be trying. Not just in the beginning, but for anybody who's on YouTube. I think just throwing some shorts up onto the shorts feed once in a while. You never know where it could take off. I did a whole video all about YouTube shorts. If you want to check that one out, I'll link it for you. But I love to see that. I also love to see that Shelby is repurposing. Like I said, Shelby has a very large following on TikTok, and it looks like she was repurposing a lot of her TikToks in the beginning, which I think is fine. But she's also now repurposing some of her YouTube videos themselves, which I love to see. And I think this looks like a relatively new strategy. It looks like just maybe the last couple were repurposed. So it's hard to say if they're going to compare with her, typical TikTok style or not, but you kind of just have to play around with that stuff and see what works. So I'm glad to see she's doing that. Now, her long form videos, on the other hand, do tend to follow a very consistent format, which is very educational. It's, direct to camera, very to the point, very, informative, high quality stuff. Like absolutely, if you want to learn, if you are an author, please go watch her channel, by the way, because you will learn a lot. But one thing I'll say is there isn't a ton of variation between the format of videos. There are a couple of videos though that when I hover over these thumbnails look a little bit different. And so I was curious about those. So one is how I market my books on social media every week. And then she also did a week of writing, which is like a weekly vlog. We all know, well, maybe you don't, maybe you're new here, I don't know. I personally really love a vlog. I love a vlog. I love to edit a vlog. I love to film a vlog. I love to watch a vlog. I just feel like they are such a personal type of content, and I think viewers respond really well to them. Now, this vlog was posted 2 months ago, and she hasn't really made an attempt at any other videos in this style. This one kind of had a similar style. She showed a little bit of kind of behind the scenes life and things of that nature, which I like to see. I love that there's variation and, we're seeing her hair up, her hair down. Like those little things kind of keep viewers' attention. Just those little changes in the setting or in the style of the video. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it just kind of helps like shake you awake. Like, hey, remember, like things are changing. We're not just watching one long timeline. So I think that is helpful. But, I think the reason Shelby probably did not record more vlogs, I'm totally guessing, I don't know. But, this one, it didn't get like a great amount of views. 298 compared to, let's see, 525 on how to start on TikTok or broadcast channels on Instagram step by step. That one has 2,000 views. So perhaps if I was Shelby, I might look at that and say, okay, people didn't like that video. Let me just keep it to the talking head video. But I did a little bit of math, and this How I Market My Books on Social Media Every Week video. So we got 389 views total. We got 29 likes. So that would be a 7.4% like ratio, like rate, I suppose. We can compare this with this broadcast channels step by step. So we got 2,000 views and 47 likes, 47 divided by 2,000. So that is only 2.3%. Now, obviously, likes aren't everything. That's only telling a part of the story. And yes, she still did get more likes on this broadcast channels on Instagram video. But I do think there is something to be said for the fact that a larger percentage of viewers were inclined to press like on that vlog as compared to, or that more personal style video as compared to a more informational style video. Doesn't mean one or the other. I like to make sure that I'm mixing it up between those videos that are really filmed for the algorithm, that are more SEO rich, that are more, searchable, that are more of the moment, trendy, things like that, versus the content that is more community based. It's really made for my viewers and for our connection. And I think you can do that. I try to make it, every third or every fourth video is just a little bit more personal. Maybe it's me just kind of ranting about something, or it is the vlog, or it is giving some type of a behind the scenes look at my life. And this is optional, I guess, but I do think there's a reason we watch YouTube versus, taking a course from some giant marketing school or company or something like that. Like, we want to know a little bit about your story. And I think that adds to her credibility as well, to Shelby's credibility. If she's showing, hey, here's how I market my book. Here's how I'm getting inspiration for, writing my books and things like that. I think it'll be really helpful for people to see. So mixing those up a little bit. I think also when it comes to variety, the thumbnails, maybe we test, I think these are pretty good thumbnails. Like, they're obviously working. She's definitely getting views, and I think they look really good for the most part, but maybe testing just some different formats to see. Again, it's all a test, so who knows if maybe having some real backgrounds as opposed to just the yellow, or even just switching up the photos a little bit. This is a pro tip for anyone who's new on YouTube. Have a little thumbnail photo shoot. I know that might sound silly, but just have a day when you're really feeling yourself, and you could just stand in front of a blank background and do all the like whatever you need to do. So you always have content that's readily available, because it does look like some of these thumbnails or I think most of them are screenshots from the video, which a lot of them look great. Like this one, she looks wonderful, really well lit, all that stuff. But some of these look like they're a little bit darker, dimmer. So having some of those photos on hand might help. Just give some more flexibility to play around with the thumbnail style as well. Next thing, I mentioned this already, but you definitely want to make your videos searchable. Shelby's doing a great job of this. Shelby is a writer, so it's not really surprising to me, and a marketer, so it's not really surprising to me that her SEO is good. But just to show you what I mean by that, obviously her titles in and of themselves look very good. 8 easy ways to make more money as an author. That's a great title. And then in the metadata here, in the description, she's kind of rephrasing the title in SEO-friendly lingo and words. Besides making money from books, there are so many other income streams. So making money from books, income streams for authors to increase their profits and income, increase their profits and income. Those three terms right there are all things that authors who are looking to make more money from their books are going to be searching for on Google, on YouTube, wherever. She keeps going, being an author is a business. I'll cover 8 ways I've made more money as an author. So she's kind of rephrasing this title again in the metadata. So I think she's doing a really great job with SEO. I don't really have a ton to share there, but something else that can help with searchability, discoverability, one are playlists, which we already talked about. She is using playlist features, so that's great. Also, timestamps. Timestamps are kind of another opportunity to add a little bit of metadata. So it looks like Shelby did use timestamps in some of her videos, but a lot of them were like one word kind of description. So I'm making this up because I don't have it right in front of me, but like Twitter, for example, or like books or something like that, kind of like those one word timestamps. But I would maybe look at those timestamps as almost like tags that you get to put in your description box as well. So maybe instead of just saying Twitter, it would be Twitter for authors, Twitter for poets, or whatever, just to like use as much of that little SEO space as you get. And then of course on the newer videos, just being consistent and adding them as much as you can. Sometimes I forget, sometimes the video is short and it doesn't really need it, but I do find that it definitely helps. My audience really likes it when I add them. And I think it has not impacted watch time like I was initially afraid it would. Something else that you can always do too to help with one, accessibility most importantly, but also yes, with SEO is adding captions to your videos. So YouTube does auto-generate captions nowadays, but you can also caption them yourself for more accuracy. I personally use Descript, which is what I also use to like clip my shorts out of my long form videos and things like that. I download the SRT file from Descript and upload them. And that also, like I said, helps with the SEO, but most importantly, the accessibility. And lastly, if you're like Shelby and I and are using your YouTube channel to help you promote a business, you want to make sure that you have a clear call to action and that you are guiding people towards your sales funnel and getting them to like sign up for your thing and connect with you off of YouTube. Shelby's doing a great job with this as well. If we look on her channel here, she's got burned into her banner, her YouTube banner. She's got how to sell books on Instagram and TikTok with an arrow down to her guide. So this guide is, I think this is a freebie if I'm not mistaken, or is this a paid product? Let's see. Is this free or paid? Is this free or paid? You know what? Okay, it's paid. 37. Okay, so I actually do have a tip on this. 37 is a good price point to where I'm sure she's probably getting quite a few passive sales of people being like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I do need that. But I might actually suggest a freebie to help grow her email list instead. I have been able to grow my email list to over 30K just from YouTube. And from there, it's been so much easier to sell to that email list on email, as opposed to, maybe somebody is only coming across Shelby's video once because they're, we get in those YouTube rabbit holes and we're like, how did I get here? Whose video was that? I can't remember. And maybe they looked at her paid product, but it wasn't in the budget at the time, or they just hadn't developed that kind of know, like, trust factor with her yet. But if they were to have gotten on an email list, her chances of, selling to them maybe a week later, 2 weeks later, a year later could be higher potentially. I do have a video all about building an email list that I'll link here as well if you want more on that. But long story short, maybe consider swapping out that TikTok guide link for a freebie link and just test it, compare month over month. How much did you grow your email list and how much is that worth to you versus how many passive sales did you get? And you can kind of play around with that and see. I personally have my freebie linked in that spot, in that primary spot, and it's really helped my business. Something else I'd say is, these other 2 links, you get just a handful of links in this kind of header section. They both link over to different areas of her website. So there's, an author Instagram product and just kind of her sort of link in bio kind of link. I would love to see an Instagram and a TikTok icon there because those are shown on the banner. And I know that those are Shelby's bigger platforms. And people want to find a way to connect with you. You know, if people really like your content, they want to follow you everywhere. They might have questions that they want to ask you about your products or about your services. So, giving them a way to kind of chat with you, I think, is a good idea. Similarly, you can add an email address in your About section for either brands to reach out if you ever want to get into partnerships and things like that, or for potential clients or customers. We'll go over to her latest video too. And one thing I'll add about the clear call to action, I love that she used this space for SEO, content and descriptive content. The freebie is here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there is a freebie. I just realized there is a freebie. It's in the description box of her videos. I would actually love to see this moved up above the fold, if you will. That's what we used to call it in blogging days. I don't know what it's called on YouTube, but before this show more. So if you were actively looking to build your list or drive traffic to something, make sure that it comes before this show more section. So you could just shorten, this description just a little bit and maybe make that freebie one line instead. And boom, I can't guarantee you anything, but what I have seen is when I did that, I started seeing so many more signups because so few people actually click on the show more. So you want to make sure that they get to where they need to go. So those are my best tips for starting a YouTube channel today. I really think Shelby is doing an amazing job with her YouTube channel. I can't believe it is so new, but hopefully these tips helped her and helped you. And of course, if you are a content creator looking to turn your subscriber base into a real thriving community, don't forget to check out uscreen. I'll leave a link to their website down below, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.